Hadouken!
Welcome to First Impressions! Hey dudes, welcome to First Impressions. And today we're doing a First Impressions on Creed. Now tomorrow I'll be doing a First Impressions on Force Awakens, since I'm going to be watching that tomorrow. At least I hope I will be. I think I will be, and that's cool. And we're going to be doing a First Impressions on Creed. This ain't going to be very long, and it probably won't be very good, since it's actually been a while since I actually watched the movie. Watched it on the 30th via Cody, which is pretty cool. A few announcements first. I've deleted a few of my videos because they were the wrong things. I deleted what was called Dad Plays Ultra Street Fighter 4 Part 1 because it was actually Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed Part 1. I should have looked. And also as well, I deleted A Day in the Life with James Close because it was a little bit revealing of my location and what schools we go to, and I don't want people knowing that. So that's why I decided to, stop and delete it. Which I hope is fine with you. It probably wasn't. It wasn't even a very good video either. Anyway, so anyway, we're going to be talking about Creed, and Creed was released in the United States on November the 25th, 2015, and it was released in the UK on January the 15th, which was yesterday, of 2016. So that's nearly 2 months afterwards. That's not very fair. So America get movies like Big Hero 6, and Creed, 2 months before us, and then we have to wait, and then when we get a game 1 day earlier than them, like Mario Kart 7 or something like that, even though that's a crap game, I'm just using that as an example. They bloomin' moan and go, it's unfair that Europe get everything first. Well, shut up, you get everything first, idiot. Well, that's just one example. But what else as well? So also it stars Michael B. Jordan as Adonis Creed, or he calls himself Adonis Donnie Johnson, and basically it also stars Sylvester Stallone in it as well, and some other people as well. It was still like every other Rocky movie, produced by Robert Chartoff and Erwin Winkler, even though which one was it? I think it was Erwin Winkler. Okay, he isn't dead, it must be the other one. Yeah, Robert Chartoff, he died before this movie was released. So let's just take a few seconds to pay respects. Let's just do that. R.I.P. So, basically, it was also directed by Ryan Coogler. That kind of makes sense. Distributed, as always, by Metro Goldwyn Mayer, or MGM, and it was not made by United Nations, like the first 5 Rocky movies. It wasn't made by United Nations like Rocky 6, because Rocky 6 wasn't made by United Nations either, because they refused to try and do it for years and years on end. So what else? It's 133 minutes, and it's English, obviously, and so far it's pulled in $120.2 million dollars at the box office. Yeah. So let's talk about the plot. So basically, at the start of the movie, you show Creed, well, not proper Creed, I mean like Baby Creed. That's what his nickname is in the movie. One of his nicknames is in the movie. But no, that's what I'm going to call him, Baby Creed, because I think that kind of makes sense. Baby Creed is the son of Apollo Creed, although he obviously didn't know him because Apollo was already dead by the time that his wife was pregnant, which kind of makes sense, I'd say. So he's serving time in a Los Angeles youth facility, and you can kind of tell because of his language and how he uses his language, and when he says like the N-word. But then his Creed's widow, so his wife when he died, I'm not sure if she was actually his mum. I'm not sure if she was actually his biological mother. I'm not actually sure of that. I'll have to have a look at that later. So his widow Marianne, who was actually already in Rocky 4 and Rocky 3, I believe, as well, but not the same woman who acted, but the character, and offers to take him in as a son. And then 17 years later, Donnie walks away from his job at a securities firm to pursue his dream of becoming a professional boxer. That's kind of a bit stupid, because when you have, he got a promotion, and when you just get promoted and you're doing good in the world and you're getting money and you're doing stuff, why would you quit it to become a professional boxer where you only have, there's a little chance that you're actually going to get in? The thing is, if he had decided to be a boxer and he wasn't Creed's son, he wouldn't be anywhere. He'd just be off the map immediately. And then, so he tries to get into the gym at LA, but he can't do it, which he's not as tough, and he gets rejected into the gym. So he goes over to Philadelphia to find Rocky Balboa. While he's there, he also falls in love with a girl called, I think, Bianca. Yeah, and basically it was from playing lots of music, of her playing music really loud downstairs from his flat, and he was annoyed and he just kind of wanted to get to sleep because he had to try and find Rocky. And then basically after that, there's a few jokes said, and he trains at a new gym. What was it called again? Yeah, the Front Street Gym, with lots of Rocky's lifetime friends as cornermen, and that's that. And he's also in love with the Bianca woman, yeah, and goes and sees her and goes on a little date and stuff. And then later on in the movie, they bang. Well, Rocky's asleep, it's so weird. But then later on, he defeats a local fighter, which is kind of his first professional go into boxing, and I think that's good. I think that is absolutely great. The other Rocky movies, they don't feature another kind of professional hard fight to do. That doesn't defeat it. That does. Sorry. What was it? Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah. I think that's kind of a lot better when you have two professional matches. There weren't like really long matches like at the end, but when you have two professional matches, that kind of makes it a bit more like a boxing movie. Which some people may not like, because some people may think, oh, it's a bit more on the story. But off of the track of the story, but I think that kind of brings into what comes on later on, and I think that's it's quite interesting to see that, because we've never had a Rocky movie where Rocky plays two professional fighters. In Rocky 1 he only plays Apollo, in Rocky 2 he only goes against Apollo. He does have 2 matches with Mr. T, but they were kind of very similar. In Rocky 3. In Rocky 4, he only had a match against Ivan Drago, but he did. We did get a proper fight with Apollo and Ivan Drago. And then Rocky 5, he only had 1 fight as well, which was the street fight. And in Rocky 6, he only had 1 fight. So out of all of the movies, there's only 2 out of the when Rocky Balboa came out, there were only 2 of the movies that actually had 2 professional fights. But Creed makes it 3 out of 7, which is good. I like that. I like that idea of what happens. And then later on, Rocky. This is spoilers from now on. I should have mentioned that. That's probably in the title. Spoilers from now on. 3, 2, 1. Okay, yeah. So, basically, what happens is, Rocky catches, doesn't catch, he gets cancer, a form of cancer, I think, right, here we go, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and he doesn't want to do chemotherapy because it was not enough to save Adrian when she had cancer, and, the thing is, everyone around him had gone, so he kind of didn't mind dying, which kind of sucked a little bit, yeah. And everyone has gone around him, but Adonis, when he finds out, or Baby Creed, he basically gets really mad, and he at a part kind of at her Bianca's singing thingy, yeah, he gets mad at the guy for teasing another guy for teasing him while taking a picture with him, and it's kind of makes it a bit makes him feel like Donnie kind of feel like he has an interesting character, which I think is pretty good as well. But then he goes to prison, and Rocky comes in and trying to tell him advice, and then he's like, shut up, you old man, and get out, and stuff like that. But then he when he gets out, he asks for redemption, and then Rocky decides to have chemotherapy. And then we get an awesome montage showing things like him training and Rocky getting more ill and ill, and that doesn't really make sense because if he's having chemotherapy and it was at the start of his disease, wouldn't it make him better? Like, does it not work? Does it not do anything? Or does it basically do something but you still get exhausted and ill and still get the effects, but then you just don't die and then you recover or something like that? I'll have to look into that as well. It may sound pretty stupid, but so then after that, basically what happens is, before he found out Rocky had cancer, he got a call from the world light heavyweight champion, Ricky Conlan, who's English and from Liverpool, and I could barely understand what he was saying half the time, like most Liverpoolians. I'm only joking. I'm not joking that I can't understand it, but I'm kind of joking that other people can't. So he goes to England to fight him, and because Bianca is still mad at him for kind of ruining her show, you thought that they'd broken up, but Bianca had actually come, kind of like how Adrian Adrian did in Rocky 4 and came to the other country, and that kind of made logical sense of it being in a different country, because it's kind of up and beyond and making things different and all of that. Although you don't really see him training at all in Liverpool, which I think is kind of a waste. I know why they set Liverpool as a location though. Well, I think I know. Apparently, Sylvester Stallone is a fan of Everton Football Club. Apparently, that's what the Sun said in a little magazine thingy. And so I would suppose from there that's why he may have chose the location, which I think makes sense. I believe it works as a good place as well to use. And then there's an awesome fight. But again, yet a blooming again, he draws. Why does he draw every single time? People may think it's better, but why can't he just win for once? We haven't seen him properly win a proper fight since Rocky 4, and that was 3 movies ago. And the thing is, we can expand on Creed. And people will more like to watch it and want to see a sequel, and a sequel being made if you just blooming let him win for once. We've seen Rocky lose in Rocky 1 or draw. Saw him draw in Rocky 6. And also, now we see Creed draw in Rocky 7/Creed. God, so stupid. But we do still have some of the old music back. Like the music where it goes dun 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 dun. Wait, no, that's not the music. Yeah, I think the music is in the boxing ring, and they've still got that. I think is always going to be used in a Rocky movie, but I think the best use of it was probably in Rocky 2, where he goes down and then he gets to the top, and then when he gets declared the winner, the music just starts all the way straight away, and then Adrian and Paulie, they go absolutely mental, like, oh my god, and then it's like everyone's clapping, and then there's got the commentators. That's way better than lots of the other ones as well, and it's kind of overreacting, and that kind of makes it good. But I'm not talking about Rocky 2, I'm going to be talking about Creed. So then at the end, as with most of the movies nowadays, the last 5 movies, Rocky goes back with somebody at the end of the movie to the Philadelphia Museum of Art, which kind of makes sense, and I think it's kind of more of a tradition. I know I keep saying things make sense, but I don't really explain why. It's just because I just haven't really been paying that much attention to this movie, or I'm kind of a bit tired as well. And also, by the way, that's my brother in the background, if you can hear that music. It's really annoying. It's like he's singing or something. I'm not sure, and he's not even a good singer. So, anyway, that's the plot. I think the plot's kind of compact and tight, and even though it's got kind of some bits that most people, like especially younger people, would think are boring, it kind of what other people, like especially younger kids, would think as boring, I kind of didn't think any of the movie was boring. Unlike with Rocky, where I thought tiny bits were boring, and Rocky Balboa, when I thought bits were boring. Kind of like with Rocky 2, I didn't think Rocky 2 had bits that were meant to be kind of boring in it, but I just didn't feel bored at all, because I was completely engrossed in the story, and I like that. I like being engrossed in the story. And when you're engrossed in the story, then basically you kind of feel, you can kind of relate to the characters and what's happening, and that's always great for a movie. A movie has to have good characters and good plots that you can relate to, and good history. So let's talk about the characters. So we've got Michael B. Jordan as Baby Creed, or as he's properly called in this in this movie, Adonis Johnny Johnson Creed. He is great. A really, I'm trying to shout loud now because one of my brother's being really annoying. Sorry about that, we're back. So anyway, yeah, his character, he kind of seems a little bit one-dimensional in places. He feels, like he doesn't feel like he has any emotion apart from either he's angry or he's just got, like, a kind of, smirk, well, not even a smirk, just kind of like a straight face, like just completely straight face, like talking like this. I want to fight. I need a fight. I got my own legacy, like that. It just kind of doesn't make him really a interesting character on top, but when you see his history and at the start of the movie, you kind of see how he's become since he's grown up with Mary Ann. He's more professional, more smart, and lots more shy. I think he's very kind of shy in this movie. Maybe that's just why. Maybe that is actually why he was really stupid. And why he's kind of a bit annoying and one-dimensional and not very relatable. Yes, maybe that's it. Let's talk about some more interesting characters. Rocky is obviously an absolutely fantastic character. He's still written exactly the same as he was nearly 40 years ago, probably 40 years ago, yeah. Still exactly the same written, the same great character that we all know and love, and just that relatable guy. But in this movie, he's a bit funnier since he's not really going with the times, and that's one of my best moments I'm going to mention in a minute. One of them comedic moments. Obviously, there's not much to say about Sylvester Stallone's Rocky Balboa that hasn't already been said. He's an absolutely great character, and he's played fantastically. Tessa Thompson as Bianca, who becomes Adonis's love interest. She is more of a relatable character than Rocky. Not Rocky. Than Adonis. She kind of feels like she has emotions, and she kind of seems like she's a character that actually has independent thought and reasoning behind them, unlike Adonis, where he's an absolute idiot. Who else is there? There's I'm not going to go through every person in the character in the thing. You got Pretty Ricky Conlon, played by Tony Balloon. He kind of seems like a relatable character, but all I really see is him being angry, like the Hulk. Maybe he should play as him. And we got another character to mention as well. You've got some other people as well. So that's really that. So we don't have that much to talk about. Because in my first impressions, I don't review the movie properly. I just talk about characters, plot and story, best bits, and stuff like that. So I have also some other things I want to talk about though. I really like the cinematography in this movie. It was actually really nice. You had some great scenes with some great luscious pictures, and shot some views, and that was interesting to see that there. We also have some wait, that's really it actually. So, best bits. So I'm sorry, this is actually being a pretty crap video. Best bits. Best bits I'd say is the bit I was going to be talking about where Creed goes up Rocky says to keep the piece of paper, and then Adonis just takes a picture and he says, what if you lose that thing, or something, that hunk of junk or something, and then he just says, and then he runs away and he says, oh, it doesn't matter, I gotta start up in the cloud. And then Rocky goes, wait, what cloud? That was funny. My dad was laughing over that, which was good. I kind of think that was a great moment. And also as well, another moment I think that was pretty funny was kind of the moment when he got angry, I'd say. When he got angry in the prison cell, it was like, oh, that's kind of funny, because he's kind of just being like a child over everything, because he's not really that great of a character. Other bits, I did like the use of putting, whenever a character who was a boxer came up, it said what their records were and stuff like that, and that was pretty interesting to see. I liked that. That worked. What else is there? There's goddamn loads, but there's not much I can really think about. Music was great. Music was very good. Top standard. You got classic Rocky music mixed in with in the same movie where there's blooming rapping and bunch of hardcore rapping songs in it, and that works. I like that mix between modern and classic. I'm doing on the sound for a theatre production. Well, not really a proper theatre production, but like our schools, our classes play on A Christmas Carol, and my soundtrack is basically a mix between new and old, like the play is, and I think that's kind of the style that this movie took for everything, and it was good. It was just, the music was good. Now, I'm sorry, this has been a really bad video, but I'm still going to put it up anyway, because I'm lazy and I don't want to ever do anything. And let's talk about something here. So, also, there's also going to be a sequel to this movie, luckily. So Sylvester Stallone and MGM CEO Gary Barber confirmed that a sequel to Creed is in development. On January 11th of 2014, it was reported that Creed 2's release date is tentatively set for November 2017. Let's pray, even though I'm not religious, but let's pray that he's going to win this time. He's going to actually win. I hope he does. I really, really, really do hope he does. So anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys. What do I give this movie? I'd probably give it about a 7 or an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it, but there are a few problems, especially with the characters. But anyway, thanks very much for watching, and peace the hell out. Hell yeah! You've been watching First Impressions!